Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Sorry for the little bit of the delay here. I was just on a family vacation. In this video, I'm going to dive into Cochrane Alberta's real estate market, what happened in the month of April of 2025, and what to look forward to moving into now the second half of May 2025, and kind of what's on the horizon for Cochrane Alberta's real estate market. Now, the biggest thing to note with Cochrane Alberta's real estate market in the month of April is that unlike Calgary, the major center that we're close to, the benchmark price here in Cochrane, Alberta actually rose year over year. Where Calgary saw a small decrease in that benchmark price from the previous month, Cochrane increased. And so what that is showing is that there is less desire to be in the bigger city, and there still is a big desire to be in these smaller markets. A lot of that being affordability and price with Cochrane, like I've harped on for the last couple of years here on this channel. You can get a little bit more house and a little bit newer of a house for the same amount of money in Cochrane for not much more of a commute. And I think that's really starting to hit home in this tighter, more balanced market of looking at what you can get for your dollar. So with that, Cochrane's benchmark price rose up to about $592,000, up 5.6% over last year. So while again, we're not seeing those double digit 10, 11, 12% growths like we were seeing much of last summer and the summer prior, we still are seeing almost 6% growth year over year, which is substantial compared to the growth that even Airdrie and Okotoks is seeing. Now, much like Calgary, Okotoks, and Airdrie, Cochrane is seeing a rise in inventory. Now, even though Cochrane's inventory is up almost 70%, Cochrane did see 94 sales last month, which is actually an increase of about 4% over the previous year. So with that, we're seeing a sales to new list ratio of about 60%. And that's keeping our month of supply at about 2.6, which is right at or just slightly below long-term trends, making it a really balanced market here in Cochrane, Alberta. But the inventory levels aren't so drastically high that the market is flooded with listings. And as a seller, you should be really concerned. And one of the biggest indicators to look at if you're a seller is the days on the market. And right now, the average is about 26 days on market for a listing to go from list to sale. Now, that is inclusive of any condition time. So if you talk about 26 days on the market from list to sold, that could include some pending time of about 14 days, depending on the conditions. So we're really only looking at about 2 weeks on the market if your home is priced right, on average, from list to sale. So that's still showing, while a balanced market, still an easy center to sell a home in currently. And again, looking at those sales numbers, comparing it to Okotoks and Airdrie, the other two small centers surrounding Calgary, Alberta, Cochrane sales numbers being up just over 4%. Airdrie saw a decrease of sales of about 8%, and Okotoks almost 14% lower than the previous year. So again, it is showing that Cochrane is holding on to a more balanced market, while some of the other markets may be shifting more slightly skewed towards a buyer's market at this moment. So as I mentioned in the previous videos about the spring market really taking a bit more time this year to develop, I think we've really seen the signs of that. The spring market has been really slow. We're not in the same sort of hustle and bustle as we were last year. You do have a little bit more time to look at listings. There is a little bit more listings on the market for you to choose from as a buyer. And so I just really encourage any buyers to take their time and make sure that they're, really happy with the home that they find, because there is more on the market for them at this time. Looking ahead here, I really think the next rate announcement is going to really tell us what we're going to do for the rest of the year. That next rate announcement, if it's a hold at the very least, if not another drop, could really signal some growth in the home market. And as we kind of get some clarity here on whether or not these tariffs are going to come back in, whether they're going to go away, I think in the next month and a half, we're really going to get a better idea of what the market outlook is going to be for the balance of the year. Again, sorry for the little bit of the delay on this one. I was just out of the country for a few days. As always, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I really would appreciate it if you click that like button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future content. Thanks, and I will catch you in the next one.